Have you started noticing subtle shifts in the behavior or health of someone close to you over the past year? Small things that seem off, but you can't quite explain why. While many believe that death in old age comes without warning, the reality is that the body often sends us gentle signals, sometimes months or even a year before life nears its end. Tragically, these signals are often missed. They appear mild or insignificant at first glance, and by the time we truly understand their meaning, it's often too late to fully prepare ourselves. In this video, we're going to highlight 5 crucial indicators that may emerge up to a year before an elderly loved one passes away. These signs are easy to misinterpret or dismiss as ordinary signs of aging, but recognizing them early can offer clarity and the chance to use the remaining time more meaningfully. Why is this information so important? Early awareness can help you give more thoughtful care, create treasured memories, and make sure your loved one's final chapter is experienced with grace, comfort, and dignity. Watching until the end will provide you with insights and empathy, helping you approach this journey with confidence rather than surprise. You'll be better equipped to offer the love and support your loved one truly needs during this vulnerable stage. Stay with us. Understanding these 5 signs goes beyond awareness. It's about turning the final months into something tender, purposeful, and filled with connection. These lessons might be exactly what you need to ensure no moment is wasted. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so and turn on notifications so you don't miss future videos. Your support is deeply appreciated. If this content resonates with you, please like and share it to help spread these important messages. And if you found this topic valuable, comment 1 below. If not, comment 0 to let us know how we can improve and bring you more helpful content. Let's begin. Sign number 1. Noticeable weight loss. One of the first and clearest indications that someone might be nearing the final phase of life is an unplanned decrease in body weight. At first, it might seem like a minor change, perhaps a looser waistband, budgier clothes, or a quiet loss of appetite. These subtle cues are often chalked up to natural aging, but what many people don't realize is that this slow, unintentional weight loss is rarely harmless. It's the body's quiet way of sending a message, a signal that deeper changes are taking place beneath the surface, often more profound than we want to acknowledge. As the body ages, it may no longer absorb nutrients efficiently, muscles begin to shrink, and vital systems start to slow. While some muscle loss is a normal part of aging, when this process speeds up, it becomes a clear warning that something more serious is occurring. The digestive system may struggle to process food properly, or the body may lose its ability to handle protein in a way that maintains muscle and strength. This results in muscle wasting, not merely a physical issue, but one that affects a person's sense of independence and stability. As muscle mass decrease, mobility becomes harder, falls become more likely, and, perhaps most concerning of all, the immune system weakens. A body that once functioned effortlessly now becomes vulnerable, increasingly susceptible to illness and infection. Changes in appetite also play a major role in this decline. Many older adults no longer feel hunger as they once did. Their taste buds fade, and eating loses its joy. Meals become something to get through rather than something to enjoy. For some, this leads to skipping meals or eating less sometimes without realizing it. Other times because they simply don't care to eat. This isn't a temporary change, it's a physical shift that occurs as the body begins to recognize its limited energy reserves. The brain's hunger signals grow fainter and less frequent, leading to fatigue, weakness, and a gradual deterioration in overall health. One that encouragement or persuasion can rarely reverse. Beneath these symptoms, there may also be underlying health issues contributing to the weight loss. Conditions such as cancer, heart failure, or kidney disease often progress quietly until the later stages. Even mental health struggles like depression or cognitive decline can lead to reduced appetite and set off a cycle of further weight loss. These illnesses don't just wear down the body, they slowly erode the spirit, bringing confusion, sadness, and emotional withdrawal. The body simply can no longer sustain itself as it once did. Families often respond with love and concern, encouraging their loved one to eat more, offering favorite meals, or adding protein shakes to their diet. But when weight continues to drop despite these efforts, it's crucial to recognize that the problem runs deeper than food. It's the body signaling readiness for a transition, a natural stage that cannot be resisted. At this point, encouraging larger meals often proves ineffective. Rather than insisting on eating more, the emphasis should be on comfort, serving soft, easy-to-swallow foods, ensuring they stay hydrated, and fostering moments of tenderness and reassurance that help bring them peace of mind. If you've noticed a noticeable drop in weight in an elderly loved one, especially when accompanied by reduced appetite, growing frailty, or decreased activity, it's time to pause and pay attention. This isn't just a matter of appearance, it's the body speaking clearly, signaling deeper changes. Responding to this with empathy and awareness can make a world of difference. It can guide you through the challenges ahead, helping you cherish the time you still have. When we understand what the body is trying to tell us, we can focus less on fear and more on being fully present, motivated by love and a deep respect for the journey that's unfolding. Sign number 2, persistent fatigue and profound weakness. One of the most emotionally painful symptoms in the months leading up to the end of life is a relentless, overwhelming sense of exhaustion. This isn't the kind of fatigue that disappears after a night's rest. It's a deep, lasting depletion that sleep can't cure. It's not just tiredness, it's a sense of being drained down to the very core. Simple actions that were once effortless suddenly feel enormous. Getting out of bed might require tremendous energy, and even crossing a short distance can feel like an uphill climb. Tasks like preparing meals, getting dressed, or even talking become draining. This level of fatigue isn't just typical aging. It's an indication that the body is working overtime just to sustain basic functions. As vital organs begin to slow down, the body shifts into preservation mode. The heart pumps less efficiently, circulation décline, and muscles no longer receive the oxygen they need to function effectively. During this stage, older adults may start to feel increasingly weak and unstable. The metabolism slows considerably, and the energy once used for movement is redirected to support essential organs. That's why you might notice your loved ones sleeping more, struggling to stay awake for long stretches, or taking multiple naps a day. It's the body instinctively choosing survival over activity. Emotionally, this fatigue can be incredibly hard, both for the person experiencing it and for their loved ones. Seniors who once valued their independence may feel ashamed or disheartened by their declining abilities. They may retreat from conversations, avoid social settings, or give up hobbies not because they no longer care, but because their body no longer allows them to participate fully. If you're still here watching this video and finding value in what we're sharing, please comment 1 below so I know you're still with me. This kind of withdrawal often results in isolation, and as we know, isolation only speeds up decline. Witnessing someone you care about shift from being vibrant and involved to disconnected and exhausted is heartbreaking. As a loved one, you might feel powerless, unsure how to comfort them or how to fill the silence that now hangs heavily in the room. It's easy to assume they're just being unmotivated or that they need a push, but in reality, urging them on won't help. Their body is speaking, and it's essential we listen. What matters most during this time is respecting their limits. Give them the space to rest and find solace in stillness. No amount of pushing will alter the course of what's happening. Instead, try to value the quiet conversations that are still possible and focus on bringing them peace. The goal becomes making each remaining day gentle, free from pressure or demands. Ultimately, it's not about what they can still do, but about how they feel. Do they feel loved, supported, understood? When everything else fades, the care we offer and the love we extend will be the most lasting part of their journey. Sign number 3, noticeable cognitive decline or emotional withdrawal. As a person nears the end of life, the mind can begin to change in heartbreaking ways. It can feel like the person you've always known, the one who was once sharp, witty, and full of life, is slowly fading before your eyes. This isn't just occasional forgetfulness, it's a slow unraveling of memory and thought that's both difficult to witness and painful to accept. Someone who once had a remarkable memory for the little things, who could recall names, dates, and beloved moments, may now find it hard to recognize familiar faces or remember conversations from just hours before. Their once clear thinking becomes foggy, and their words may wander. This isn't a brief lapse, it's something deeper and more emotional. For those watching, it can feel like grieving someone who is still physically present. You're seeing the essence of who they were gradually slip away, and it's devastating. Conversations become harder to sustain. Familiar surroundings feel foreign to them. They might seem lost in places they used to know intimately. The person who was once animated and involved may now appear withdrawn and silent. But this silence isn't due to indifference. It's because their mind can no longer process emotional or social input the way it used to. This slow mental decline is not just a medical symptom, it's an emotional experience shared by both the person going through it and the people who care about them. It goes far beyond simple forgetfulness. It's a quiet, painful signal that the mind is gently letting go as the body begins its transition toward the end. You might witness brief flashes of clarity moments where they seem like their old self, only to watch that clarity vanish, replaced by confusion once again. It's as though they're drifting in and out of time, leaving both them and those around them feeling lost and powerless. Perhaps the most heartbreaking part of this journey is the emotional retreat. The vibrant person who once filled every room with their presence now seems to fade inward. Pulling away from the connections that once brought them happiness, they may sit silently, gazing out a window, deep in thought. But this silence isn't a conscious choice. Their brain simply can't process interaction the way it once did. This stillness isn't a lack of care, it's a sign of mental exhaustion. Conversations that once flowed easily now drain their energy. Social situations they once loved may now feel confusing or overwhelming. Even familiar environments can seem unfamiliar. You may feel like the person you once knew is disappearing, and in some ways, they are, but beneath the confusion and distance, they are still there. The same soul remains, even if their thoughts and emotions can no longer keep pace with the world around them. Watching someone you love slowly disconnect from reality is one of the most painful forms of loss. It feels like they're slipping away in pieces, still physically present, but gradually unreachable. And that contrast makes it even harder to endure. For family members, the emotional burden is enormous. Feelings of helplessness, sadness, and frustration are common. You're watching someone you love drift away in a way you can't stop or control. But it's important to remember they're not choosing to pull back. Their mind and body simply aren't in sync anymore. They're facing a quiet battle that words can't explain. During this time, the greatest gift you can give is understanding. Meet them where they are with patience, empathy, and a gentle heart. Don't pressure them into conversations they can't follow or expect them to respond as they once did. Instead, offer comfort through your presence. Sit with them, speak softly, offer a hand to hold. Even when they can't respond with words, they can still feel your love. It's vital to see these changes for what they are. A natural part of life's closing chapter. Embrace the quiet, build a peaceful, safe space where they feel secure and loved. And remember, even if they forget what you say, They will remember how you made them feel. In the end, love surpasse memory. Even when clarity fades, the love you offer will remain a lasting, silent presence in their heart. Sign number 4, recurring infections and delayed healing. As a person nears the end of life, their body becomes increasingly vulnerable even to the simplest of physical ailments. Things that were once minor inconveniences in their younger years now pose serious challenges. It's as if the body's natural defenses, once strong and reliable, are gradually fading. You might start to notice that someone who rarely got sick is now constantly dealing with something, perhaps a persistent cough, a mild fever, or a small wound that refuses to close. And these aren't just nuisances, they are clear signs that the body can no longer defend itself as it once did. For loved ones, this can be a deeply discouraging experience. You may wonder why they're not bouncing back the way they used to. The answer lies in a weakening immune system. What was once a fast, effective response to illness is now sluggish or absent altogether. Infections like pneumonia or urinary tract infections can become frequent, and minor injuries like a cut or scrape may take weeks to heal. If they heal at all, it's heartbreaking to witness someone suffer from something so small, and yet so unrelenting, a vivid reminder of just how fragile the body has become. As circulation slows and internal systems lose efficiency, even common treatments start to fail. Antibiotics that once worked quickly now seem ineffective. And your loved one may seem stuck in a constant loop of treatment with little improvement. It's as though the body, once strong and full of life, has become a fragile battleground where the smallest problem becomes overwhelming. What's even harder to witness is that infections in older adults often show up differently. They may not have fevers or chills. Instead, signs like mental confusion, reduced appetite, or ongoing fatigue are more common and more easily overlooked. Families often miss these subtle warnings until the condition has progressed significantly. It's tempting to focus on fixing things, to try more medications, search for new treatments, or hope for a breakthrough. But often, the miracle isn't in a cure, it's in bringing peace. The priority shifts from fighting illness to providing comfort, ensuring your loved one feels safe, cared for, and surrounded by love, hydration, plenty of rest, and a gentle touch become more meaningful than any prescription. It can be incredibly hard to accept that the body may not recover, but this moment offers something else, a chance to give them compassion, patience, and unconditional presence. Though this stage is filled with emotional pain, it's also an opportunity to love deeply, to be fully present, and to accompany them with grace through their final journey. In their final chapter, what matters most isn't medical solutions. It's your love, your warmth, and your presence. The simple gestures, a quiet moment, a gentle hand squeeze, a calming voice letting them know they're not alone, can bring immense comfort. Ultimately, it's not the physical decline or medical complications that define their story. It's the compassion and care they feel in those final days. Sign number 5, noticeable changes in breathing and circulation. As a person nears the very end, one of the most emotionally striking signs is a shift in how they breathe and how blood flows through their body. These changes tend to begin subtly, like a whisper you can almost miss, before gradually becoming more obvious and frequent. For those watching, these changes can be emotionally crushing. You know, deep down, that this slowing rhythm signals the body is winding down. You might see their breathing become lighter, slower, or broken by longer pauses. At times, it may appear strained or uneven, sometimes fast and shallow, other times deep and labored, leaving you with a sense of quiet dread. One of the most notable patterns is called Cheyne-Stokes respiration, a breathing rhythm that alternates between faster, deeper breaths and long moments of silence. Though it may sound frightening, It's actually the body's natural way of transitioning into its final phase. At first, this pattern might go unnoticed, but it often becomes more distinct over time. You may find yourself holding your own breath as you wait for theirs to return. Pause. Each shallow inhale carries the emotional weight of what's coming. In addition to these respiratory changes, circulation begins to decline. Blood flow to the extremities decreases, leaving hands, feet, ears, or the tip of the nose cold to the touch. The skin may grow pale or take on a bluish hue, especially on the fingers and toes. This is the body's way of preserving energy, redirecting blood to keep vital organs functioning for as long as possible. It's a physical sign that the heart is no longer working at full strength. For families, witnessing such visible changes in a loved one can be devastating. It feels like they're slowly slipping away, not just emotionally, but physically too. But it's important to understand that this stage is not something to fear or resist. It's a natural part of the journey, one that deserves to be met with grace and acceptance. Even the most basic movements can leave them breathless, shifting in bed, sitting upright, or simply speaking can become labored tasks. It's heartbreaking to see someone who once moved gracefully now gasping for air or pausing mid-sentence to catch their breath. Actions that used to be effortless, like walking across the room, can now feel like overwhelming obstacles. The combination of physical strain and emotional surrender is devastating. It's as though an invisible weight is holding them back, and as a caregiver, you may feel powerless to lift it. In some cases, fluid may begin to accumulate in the lungs, making each breath more difficult than the last. The sound of a persistent cough or a wet, rattling breath serves as a chilling reminder of how delicate life has become. What may seem like a mild respiratory issue in a younger individual can, in the elderly, signal a significant decline in lung function. Lying flat often becomes uncomfortable or even unbearable, and many seek relief by sitting upright, either propped by pillows or resting in a reclining chair. The simple act of breathing, something most of us never think twice about, becomes exhausting. If you're still watching this and feel these insights have helped, please comment too below so I know you're still with me. For family members, observing this transformation can be emotionally overwhelming. You may feel a strong desire to help, to do something, anything, to ease their struggle. You might find yourself constantly checking on them, encouraging deeper breaths, hoping to provide relief. But the hard truth is that some things cannot be fixed. At this stage, the goal should no longer be to fight the inevitable, but to make the path as gentle and serene as possible. Small acts of comfort, maintaining a cool room, using a humidifier, or offering frequent sips of water can offer relief. But above all, what your loved one needs most is your presence, your love, and your unwavering acceptance of what they are going through. While medications or oxygen might bring some temporary ease, the focus gradually turns from trying to fix what's broken to simply offering peace. If you notice symptoms like labored breathing, cold extremities, or a bluish tone in the skin, don't panic. These are signs that the body is quietly winding down, conserving energy in a dignified, natural way. This is a time to simply be there, to hold their hand, speak gently, and remind them through your presence that they are safe, they are loved, and they are not alone. Final thoughts. As we reach the conclusion of this video, I invite you to pause and reflect on the key topics we've explored: significant weight loss, deep fatigue, mental decline, recurring infections, and noticeable changes in breathing and circulation. These 5 signs often appear in the final year of an elderly person's life. These transitions may develop slowly and subtly at first, making them easy to overlook. But once they become visible, they're impossible to ignore. Many families struggle to accept these signs, which is completely understandable. The instinct to resist to feed them more, to push for activity, to cling tightly to hope is natural. However, the most loving response may be to simply listen to what their body is expressing. Asterisk, asterisk, while we can't stop what's coming, we can influence how it unfolds. Asterisk, asterisk, by making this stage of life as gentle, respectful, and meaningful as possible. Recognizing these changes is not about fearing death. It's about facing it with readiness and love. Early awareness allows you to make thoughtful choices, to provide the right kind of support, and to fill the final weeks or months with dignity, closeness, and peace. This is a time to be fully present, tell stories, hold their hand, remind them that they are deeply loved, that their life mattered, and that they are not alone in these moments. As we reflect on all we've discussed, we hope this conversation has brought you not just knowledge, but also a deeper sense of calm and understanding. Life's final chapter can be one of grace, acceptance, and connection when we recognize its rhythms and meet them with compassion. Now, take a moment to consider what part of today's video resonated with you most. How might it change the way you support someone close to you, or even the way you view your own life journey? We'd truly love to hear your thoughts. Please share them in the comments below. And if you found this video meaningful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content that helps you navigate life with thoughtfulness, kindness, and strength. Thank you for being here today. We're honored to walk this path with you,